And Rob G., can we talk about the meltdown that happened last night with the Ravens, who were up with 4.5 minutes to go, 40-25? People were looking, going, my goodness gracious, look at them roll on the road. The first game of the year, right? 40 points on the road was impressive.
It was.
And then the rains came as far as them melting down.
And then Josh Allen put on his Superman cape and saved Krypton. That's right, because the Baltimore Ravens, you mentioned it, led by 15 points with under 5 minutes to go in the game. Before last night, NFL teams had won 717 consecutive games in that scenario. In fact, the last time a team lost a game like that was in 2017. It gets worse, though. Baltimore, with about 7 minutes left in the game, according to ESPN Win Probability Index, had a 98.7% chance of winning the game, and they lost. It was the 8th time since 2021 that they've lost the game with at least a 90% win probability, 3 more than the next closest team. I got some more numbers for you. Check this out. The Ravens became the first team in NFL history to lose a game where they had 40-plus points and 235-plus rushing yards. NFL teams are now 277-1 in that situation, according to the Associated Press.
This reminds me of that Knicks playoff game, right?
Exactly.
Knicks and the Celtics, right? Same kind of deal, right? Like just a game you can't believe it.
And then here's the worst one if you're a Harbaugh fan or if you're a Harbaugh family member. Head coach John Harbaugh now has the most losses with a 10-plus point second-half lead, 17 by any head coach in at least the last 35 seasons.
All right, and I want you to go right there. All the people we know, the easy pointing of the finger, and I've heard it all day. Lamar should have just run for the first down. Okay, blame Lamar, even though he played a really good game. Derrick Henry, I fumbled, blah, blah, blah. That was the game. I'm done with both of those guys as far as that I'm going to be lazy and just pick one of those two players and say they're the reason why. If I was ownership of the Baltimore Ravens last night, I would have fired John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh should be fired as coach of the Baltimore Ravens. This happens, Kelvin, way too often with the talent that they have. Rob G just told you, 17 times they've given up double-digit leads in the second. 17! I get it. He won a Super Bowl. It doesn't mean you're a pope or a Supreme Court justice and you get to have your job forever because you won a Super Bowl. Starting to remind me of Mike McCarthy with the Packers. They won a Super Bowl. Disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. One day you wake up and Aaron Rodgers hasn't won in 10 years. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. Stop giving Harbaugh a pass. Do you remember the playoff game in the AFC Championship against the Chiefs where they had some game plan where Lamar threw the ball every down instead of running? You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That was another one. I can go on and on and on about the bad situations, the bad losses, and there's one common denominator. It's John Harbaugh. It's time. Stop it. I get it. He won a Super Bowl. What are you going to get? Sometimes you have to make that hard decision. I get it. There aren't that many coaches with a Super Bowl in their back pocket. But, man, this is Lamar's eighth year with John Harbaugh. Keep playing. You'll wake up one day and 10 or 12 years will have gone by, and you'll say, what happened? He never won. If you can't get fired off of a piss-poor finish like that, you can never get fired. Tom Thibodeau, you know why he got fired? Because he had a performance like that. He had gotten the Knicks to the furthest they had gone since Moby Dick was a guppy. And they laid a terrible egg in a big situation. That was supposed to be a revenge redemption game. They were supposed to storm the rest of the NFL after that. 40 points on the road in Buffalo, and they go home with an L. The L they went home with was John Harbaugh. He was the L they went home with.
John Harbaugh definitely gets some of the smoke. You got 17 comebacks when you had a double-digit league over his career. The last 10 years, he's had 8. The issue that I have, a couple of things. Number one, they're not gonna specifically the Ravens. The Ravens are kind of operating as an AFC version of what the Green Bay Packers kind of do, also what the Steelers do in their own division, meaning we don't want a lot of chaos. We don't want a bunch of turnover. We don't want a bunch of new GMs and a bunch of head coaches and a bunch of this and a bunch of that. They like stability. That organization has been well run to the tune of all these postseason, getting into the postseason, also getting into Super Bowls over the last, 25 years. They won one early. They won one, give it 10 years ago or so. And they keep giving themselves shots with Lamar Jackson over the last 7-8 years. So the issue I get what you're saying. He has these comebacks on his watch, but you got to be also saying these comebacks are on the watch of Lamar. And I believe Lamar Jackson's the best player in football. Been saying it since I've been on this show and before I even got on this show. You and I agree on that. We have that same sentiment. But the onus has to fall on how we believe the best player in the NFL. The guy who has won multiple MVPs and should have won last year as well. He has to find a way in some of these. Now, last night, Derrick Henry did him no justice with the fumble, who had an outstanding game until the fumble. And also, some of the play calling, to me, I'm going for it on that fourth down because I have Lamar Jackson. I have Derrick Henry. I get 2.
Did you watch the defense for the Ravens? That's on Lamar?
No.
No, man, I'm just saying,
hold on. I'll let you cook.
Okay,
let me cook.
I'm asking.
So I'm talking a more broader picture because if I had to take the broader picture for firing the coach from a game, you get what I'm saying? So I have to get the broader because Lamar played his butt off like he always does. But some of those 8 double-digit leads in the last 10 years are on Lamar, meaning he was the quarterback of some of those teams. Lamar Jackson is so talented, he can find a way sometimes. Lamar Jackson can look at John Harbaugh and say, nah, bruh. Like I've seen many quarterbacks do, we're going for this. And he looked at Derrick Henry, he looked at himself and said, we're getting 2+ yards. Now, the defense was great the first 3 quarters or so. I would be very happy with how we controlled the Bills if you were the Ravens. And then you let Josh Allen go ballistic, 250+ yards in 1 quarter. So that's why I'm going for it, Rob, to your point, because the defense hadn't been great. So I'm saying we can't stop there. Now, all of a sudden, he's looking like the greatest quarterback we've ever seen. So I'm about to go for this. I'm not listening to nothing y'all talking about. Put it on me. I am the leader of this team. I am the franchise. Put it on me. 4th and 2. I got Derrick Henry. I got myself. I got Zay Flowers. I got tight ends. I got this offensive line. We're going to get 2 yards. And sometimes as the leader of the team, you make that happen. So it's not his fault they lost. Absolutely not. Lamar played outstanding. But what I'm saying is overarching, sometimes Lamar has to go ahead and be the reason, take it over. Whether it's the postseason, whether it's last night, he had to find a way. And to me—
Did you hear what you just said, though?
No. What I'm saying is specifically on that play, not the overarching game. But to your point of firing Harbaugh, you can't just fire somebody. And this is where me and you differ. I'm not firing somebody who routinely gets me to the postseason. Who routinely gets me an opportunity.
Nonsense. None of that makes any sense to me.
If I don't have the guy.
No, it's not like you're firing after 2 or 3 years. This has gone on for long, and Lamar's been around for 8 years. Mm-hmm. He's one of the most talented, unique players. And you keep putting all these teams around, and every year there's something. Every year.
So no smoke for Lamar.
No, I didn't say no smoke. I didn't say every game, but 17 double-digit losses. You're sitting there talking about Lamar when the defense gave up 22 points.
I don't know what changed in the fourth quarter because they were balling in the third
22 points in the fourth quarter.
It's terrible.
And you're talking about Lamar.
No, what I'm saying is they're not going to get rid of John Harbaugh.
No, it's not whether or not they're going to. I'm telling you they should.
I'm not getting rid of John Harbaugh.
Just like I told you, Tim should have been fired. You sat here all day. Oh, Tim just got them to the Eastern Conference Finals. Oh my God, it's the best thing the Knicks have done in 25 years. And guess what the Knicks did? They said enough.
Enough already. The Knicks don't look like they're going to be in a great situation.
Come on, what do you don't even know about that? Stop
John
that.
Harbaugh.
That's no different.
John Harbaugh is not absolutely in OT
He's
going anywhere.
He's terrible.
Now he's terrible.
He's been
the same
terrible.
Dude that gets you in the position to win. You're not fired. I'm not firing
What Super
John
Bowl
Harbaugh.
has he gotten you with Lamar? Tell me.
I said he gets you in the position.
What Super Bowl?
Then get me to the Super Bowl, Lamar.
Every year.
Get me to the Super Bowl, Lamar.
No, you don't have a coach who's going to get you. Just like in Green Bay.
You just said, look how they do. I got you the team built around you.
No.
Every year, Lamar has a team. He's got players.
Year.
Lamar is outstanding. But when we get to the postseason,
against the Kansas City Chiefs, go look at it. Where they threw the ball every down. That was Lamar?
Absolutely. No, that wasn't
Lamar. Who was that?
But I'm not firing John Harbaugh.
Why not? He's not getting the job done. Every year they pick the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl, and they never get there. At some point, you can't keep doing the same thing.
And at some point,
you can't do the same thing.
And at some point,
you're going to either get rid of Lamar or get rid of John Harbaugh.
We're not getting rid of. All
right, get rid of John Harbaugh.
When we get to the postseason, I have higher expectations.
All right,
because the same thing, the same smoke go for every other quarterback that's been this great that has multiple MVPs. So all I'm saying, Lamar is the best player.
It's too easy.
It's not too easy.
It is too easy. That's lazy. That's not lazy. Look at the 17 double digit. 17.
He's been the longest tenured coach right now. I think
17.
Him or Tomlin. John Harbaugh is not the return of Bill Walsh. He's not Don Shula. I'm not arguing that, but I'm not letting this guy go. Who continues to give me a fighting chance. I
wouldn't have let him on the bus last night after the game.
Well, all right, Ravens, fire Jim Harbaugh. Blame a little bit on Lamar. Both, none. What you got? 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
Damon in Louisville. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Damon?
Hey, how y'all doing? Rob has a valid point. Harbaugh's been there for a long time, and I know that George Seifert and Mike Shanahan were both forced out of San Francisco and Denver, and they won multiple championships. And I don't think you get to ride one title for 30 years.
Right.
You hear that, Mike Tomlin? And that's all I got to say.
No, I hear you. Mike Tomlin is another one. After a while, man, he hadn't won a playoff game since 2016. It's almost been a decade.
And there's the difference.
At some point,
John at least is winning playoff games.
Yeah, but at some point you got to do it. At some point,
you're not going to be able to be there for 40. This isn't college basketball. But I'm not firing John Harbaugh now. Heck no.
Randy in New Orleans, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Randy?
Calvin, Uncle Rob, what's going on?
What's up, Randy?
Kelvin.
All right, now it's good to hear from y'all. If I was the GM, I would have left Harbaugh in Buffalo last night. Of course he should be fired. Think about this. You put up 40 points on the road, you dominate the game, and you lose. Now, I understand you won a Super Bowl, but sometimes that's not enough. Look at how Philly did with Doug Peterson. He won a Super Bowl. I think he was gone like 3 years later, and now they just won another Super Bowl.
Thank you. Thank you. Because they had talent. They had talent. They weren't afraid.
For you to be able to find the next John Harbaugh, sometimes you got to fire the current John Harbaugh, if that makes sense.
You know what? That's a great point, Randy, and I love it in Philadelphia. And anyway, out on the streets, people are saying that John Harbaugh is the Doc Rivers of the NFL. Like, that's where he is now.
You know why? John Harbaugh is not going to be fired? Let me tell you. John Harbaugh embraced Lamar Jackson in an era. Now it's cool, Lamar style.
But that don't give you a pass.
No, I hear that. But what I'm saying is he fully embraced Lamar. He said, you are our guy. You are our quarterback. Put tools around you. Bolster you up. Go be good. Go be great. And there's a lot of coaches who would try to force him to be this. Why don't you run the ball? Why don't you do to be a receiver?
Jim Harbaugh did the same thing in San Francisco around Kaepernick, and he got jettisoned out of there as well. Like, I get that. But that doesn't mean you get to stick around.
That's not
because after a while,
I get what you're saying.
He did the same thing. He embraced Kaepernick.
One guy has a Super Bowl and he beat him in that Super Bowl.
It's been a long.
One guy who has Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, but he still went to a Super Bowl. One like Jim Harbaugh never got to a Super Bowl.
Jim Harbaugh has been a good coach everywhere he goes.
He lost to his brother.
We see it even now.
Chili Tim in Atlanta. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Tim?
What up, Rob? What up, Calvin?
What up, Tim?
How you guys doing? I've been a supporter of Lamar Jackson since he played at Louisville. Watched him that night in the draft. Have defended him. You know, when people talk about how he speaks, I will always defend him and encourage him. But Rob, he has to start making. You can't make one play. I mean, at some point in the game, you got to start meeting the moment. And I love Lamar.
Tim, let me say this to you. Let me say this to you.
You can't meet the moment sometimes.
Tim, let me ask you this, really? Tim. I'm going to let you finish. Let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. Did he not make a play last year when they played Buffalo and he threw the ball to Andrews to tie the game? Was that not a play? He drove them down the field, okay? But in that situation, he had a chance to tie the game.
But you're
Missing.
But you can't ask a question. I'm trying to answer your question.
No, but Tim, I'm asking you, was that a moment there? Was that a moment if Andrews catches that ball with 1:10, he would have tied the game in Buffalo, correct?
But yeah,
no,
but
so
Rob,
that's it. So that's it. So he didn't get it done, right? Because Andrews dropped the ball.
But Rob, can I say this too? He also made some critical mistakes before that.
No, but you can't go there.
Rob.
I'm going at the end of the game where it was on the line. You just talk about making a play at the end.
You do know it's okay to love a guy and still be critical.
Yeah, you can.
You do know that, right? It's okay.
I can be critical.
Okay to do that.
But I'm not going to blame.
No, but
I'm not going to blame Lamar when the defense gives up 22 points. 22 points in the fourth quarter.
Right.
We're talking about game 1 in Buffalo. I'm not going through his whole career.
Isn't just about a game.
No, it's about 17 effing games. That's what it's about.
And it's about multiple postseason games. And he can have 17.
It ain't about no prisoner of the moment.
He can have 17 of those games.
It's about 17.
And won another Super Bowl with Lamar, and it'd be fine.
They haven't won a Super Bowl in 10 years.
And if he wins the Super Bowl with Lamar, it would have been fine.
Drew in New Jersey.
Simple as that.
You're on the odd couple. Let's squeeze it in. Drew, what's up?
Hey, guys, can you hear me?
We got you.
Yeah.
Hey, so I want to say this. I don't consider this a big game. So Lamar Jackson win or loss, I don't see it like that. I just see it as you saw the actual MVP of the league who has far less, and you can see why he was the MVP. Number 2.
He wasn't the MVP last year, Drew. I don't give a damn what you say. He was not the MVP. There's no way. His stats were dwarfed by Lamar. That was some, hey, Lamar's won it too much. It's his turn. It was not based on the stats last year.
Lamar had 2 passes for 15 yards in 9 minutes, the last 9 minutes of the game. And it's
you're not throwing the ball. What football game when you're up by 15 are you throwing the ball? Kelvin, let me ask you a question.
I'm here.
In a game where you're up by 15, you throw the ball or do you run it with a running back who has over 200 yards?
Easy answer. I do whatever it takes to win.
No, you don't. You run the ball.
And if I'm looking at this Buffalo team that had 250-plus yards in the fourth quarter.
What football are you playing?
And you're talking about firing the coach.
He's not throwing the ball. They scored 40 points.
If
they scored 40 points.
It's not from one game.
They scored 40 points. You're talking about he didn't throw the ball at the end of the game.
A coach, it's about you don't fire a coach off of one game.
So
you have to have a larger conversation. And you have to include Lamar in these conversations. Because we're not having this conversation if Lamar wins the Super Bowl. We sit here right now, Lamar's the MVP. Should have been last year. He's the Super Bowl MVP.
Been what the last 5 years? Have been what in the playoffs?
What do you mean they've been what?
What have they been? They've been disappointing, and the common denominator.
The quarterback?
No, it's the coach.
Man, it's okay.
Coach.
Lamar, we're big fans, but it's okay to be critical at times.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
Well, you acting like one. You can't be critical of Lamar.
No, it's the coach.
Lamar don't get because if this was Tom Brady,
the same way we talk about
crazy.
The same thing we talked about.
If this was Jared Goff, you would be going crazy.
Jared Goff hasn't done anything.
If this was Jared Goff,
Doc Rivers,
if this were Pat Mahomes,
is the same coach. Doc Rivers won one championship.
Lamar,
he won one championship, and he's holding on to that. Stop.
It's okay. You got seven interceptions in 8 games in the postseason, Lamar. It's not great.
We talked about last freaking night.
It's
you got scored 40 points.
I'm not firing a coach off one game. I'm firing a coach off his tenure.
No, I'm firing off of how disappointing it is.
And I got to go over his tenure. And part of that is Lamar get the job done.
You're the same guy who wanted Wayne Fontes with the Lions for 12 years. That's why they never won.
What you mean? I was 8 years old. You don't know what I wanted.
You wanted Wayne Fontes there. You got Barry Sanders. You can't move the coach. You got to keep it together.
We got Joe Burrow coming up.